It's actually surprising the amount of people who have asked me to make a video on this expecting me to dislike Domina's character design. And I suppose that is my own fault. As my first video to blow up in this manner, I was speaking about how convention can, in some cases, drive away from the idea or the niche that is supposed to be played into with a character. And that's led quite a few people to believe that I'm saying convention equals bad. But if you know anything about how I feel about Domina, you'll know that's not the case. And that's not to say that convention only works in times when I like it. No, more accurately, it's this idea that convention is a situational thing. When you make a character as appealing to as many people as possible, there has to be a purpose for that. So today I'm going to be talking about why Domina specifically fits that criteria where other Overwatch characters do not. First and foremost, in the past I've made mistakes in regards to lore, or I simply haven't gone in depth enough in regards to my opinions. That second one simply being because I didn't want to waste anyone's time with my content and wanted to get to the point as quickly as possible. And the first being because I'm fucking lazy. What do you want from me? But moving forward, I'll be improving upon both of these things, starting today with Domina. So I literally just now touched up on her lore, literally just seconds ago read through this, and Domina is a nepo baby. Literally had everything handed to her on a silver platter, but she's not skillless in any way, shape, or form. And it's actually really interesting the skills that they decided to touch on with her story. They bring this focus to how well-dressed she is, her inherent regality, her overwhelming charisma, her perfectionism, and her genuine determination. And these are all very endearing traits to have. All of these traits do such a good job of giving us this idea that she's the forefront of the Vishkar Corporation. Whenever you think Vishkar, she's supposed to be the face that you think of. And while it's pretty hard for me to describe Domina without sounding like I'm frothing at the mouth, so I think it's pretty needless to say that they very intentionally made her extremely attractive. And why that works so well is because of the idea that looks can be deceiving. We have plenty of conventionally attractive villains in media, and that works so well because allure can very much lead into deceit. I mean, let's be real, if your local crackhead asked you to do something, you'd feel significantly less inclined to do it than if your local supermodel asked you to do the same thing. So I think it's blaringly obvious that being attractive is a very important part of Domina's character. I've seen multiple complaints talking about Domina looking too young, and I'd like to ask, have y'all seen 31-year-old women before? Now, I think that main complaint might be a detriment to just the art style of the game itself, because outside of the game, in any actual media, her features definitely look more angular. So I think it just might be a thing of Overwatch uses very round, doughy-like textures that's making her look younger than she actually is supposed to. But even if that weren't the case, her looking younger than she should could actually say something about the character. As Domina is a perfectionist, and youth and perfection are usually used synonymously. Synonymously? Hold on, let me look that up. Yep, it's a word. Don't call me dumb comments. Anyways, since youth and perfection are usually considered to be synonymous, I wouldn't put it past her to do some purposeful de-aging, as it's a thing that we literally see in real life. So why does Domina work where other characters may not? There's a reason for her to be hot as fuck. Imagine if Zarya wasn't muscular, or Junker Queen didn't look like she just came out of a gutter, and then they proceeded to tell you the things about these characters involving in their lore. It'd be pretty hard to believe, wouldn't it? The reason why Domina works so well is because these big CEOs in real life try to mask themselves behind all of the beautiful things that they possibly can. And while Elon Musk's chopped ass might not actually be as attractive as Domina, utilizing attraction in a character design like that makes it significantly easier to read. I've been trying to say this for a while now, but a character being attractive isn't an issue. It's only a problem when it becomes a detriment to their design. But that's enough of regurgitating the same shit that I've been trying to say for the past couple weeks. Let's talk about why Domina's costuming actually doesn't feel under-designed, despite her not wearing particularly all that much. I mean, let's look at the fit. It's pretty simple yet elaborate at the same time, because it's not always about what you wear, but about how you wear it. It's why if you put a nerdy ass nigga in Nike tech, he's not gonna have that shit on. I mean, shit, I would, but I'm different from y'all. I've talked about it before in a different video, but Domina's wearing heels. She has the jacket hanging off of her back to give herself a bigger silhouette. All of her colors are matching perfectly, down to the accents, but when you look at her hair, it's the only thing that's asymmetrical. The only thing that's imperfect is a part of her, naturally. Now, this isn't to imply that she probably didn't dye her hair. I'm sure she did. But the asymmetry to her hair is giving Death the Kid vibes, this idea that she can't avoid being naturally imperfect. No matter how hard she tries, there'll always be something off, something just slightly off center. And in her lore, they touch on how her skills as an architect are lacking. And if you look at Symmetra's secondary fire versus Domina's ultimate, Symmetra's is a perfect 20-sided shape, while Domina's is off center, misshapen. It's not perfect, which is yet another reminder that despite her actually working to get where she is, she didn't do it by all work. She's still a nepo baby. Shout out to the content creator Neandra for that little fact there. Y'all should check them out, because I never would have found that out otherwise. And once again, design isn't just what they're wearing, it's not just how they're wearing it, but it's the things that they hold and how they hold them. And I'm sure you've noticed the big robotic arms behind Domina and how she's holding her gun with her actual hand. I like to think that that's the idea of her gripping onto control, her wanting to be the one who pulls the trigger. Those little hands behind her, they push things for her, they send out that little orb, because she shouldn't have to get her hands dirty, but it's only after her hand motions, only after she tells them what to do, because they know better than to act without direct instructions. Going back to the costume costuming, they mixed the businesswoman with the pompous rich person vibe so well. Domina genuinely looks like she's about to walk up to her local coffee shop, cuss out the manager, and then fire the manager herself. Shoddy genuinely looks like she owns the bank who owns your house. I genuinely think that Blizzard cooked so hard with this design, but that's all I have for now. Be sure to like, subscribe, let me know what you think in the comments. I know you will. Peace.